Hey there. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Or whenever you're tuning in. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. My name's Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. If this is your first time checking me out, I really appreciate you tuning in. This is my channel. And I do this every single week on Fridays. Almost every single week, as much as I can. Things come up, right? So, what do? I go from data to dashboard. In about an hour. And this time, we're going to be working on Workout Wednesday challenge for this week, 2024 week 2. 2 or 3? Yeah, week 2. And I've already forgotten how many weeks it's been. But week 2. And we're just, if this is your first time tuning in, I do this live. I have not looked at the challenge. I have not looked at the data. I have no idea what we're going to do or how I'm going to approach it. So you get to just see me watch, and you just get to see me viz and learn a few things along the way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're dealing with here today. So we've got Kyle Yetter doing some time-focused Gantt charts, which will be really fun. Looks like we're looking at some marketing data, and which is going to be nice. We've got some, let's open up this in a new tab. Actually, I want to bring this, nope, not here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to bring that here, and we will squish this down so that we can see the requirements, but we can also see the interactive viz here. All right, so we've got marketing campaigns, experiments, and then emails sent. Like that. Let's see, what can we do here? Highlight a day. If I do that, what does it do? It updates there, and it looks back 120 days. What happens if I update this to 50? What happens? Okay. All right. All right, so that's what we'll do. All right. I think we've got a good idea of how to go about it. Looks like we're going to need to create a relationship. So let's see what we got. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Excel data. Okay, good. That's what I needed to know. Whoop. There we go. Here and back here. Okay, so yeah, there we go. All right, now we're back in business. Okay, so let's go back to Tableau. Let's connect to Microsoft Excel data. I already downloaded the data just before we got on, as we were kind of waiting here. So I need to unzip that. Okay, so let me do that. And let's do this again. Microsoft Excel. There we go. Marketing campaign. Hopefully the date is something that we'll be able to relate on. Okay, so add another Microsoft Excel file. This time we'll bring in experiments. Okay. Start time. End time. Okay. What do we have here? Do we have start and end? Okay. Category campaign. And let's see, we just have an ID, start and end. Okay. And then what if we bring in another one? The CRM fake data. Oh, I have to set up my relationship here. Okay. Okay, so we know that this is going to be start date. Experiments. I think it said we have... Okay, so... Yeah, we're definitely not going to be bringing in null starts. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So we'll just do we'll just relate on start time. I think that's what everything is going to be based on. So we'll have start date and start time. And then we have our CRM data. And that's also going to be on date and start date. Okay. All right. I think we should be good to go here. Who knows? Maybe not. We'll have to do some other things. But we'll go ahead and save the extract. So when we're ready to publish, it's ready to go. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to build these charts, and hopefully we get to... so the way that we're going to build a chart, the way that we build Gantt charts is we need to put start date as it needs to be continuous. Nope. Campaign calendar. Yeah, that's marketing. Okay. So we're going to have a start date here. It's going to be the exact date. Okay. We're going to have marketing. What is that? 26. Category? No. That category will be on color. What is rows? Dimension. Discrete. I think that's what this is. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So we can see here we've got one campaign. We've got one start date. Yeah. So okay. All right. Good. We're getting there. We're figuring this out, right? Okay. Now, in order to get the length of the bar, we need to do some date diff, right? So we need to do campaign duration, and that's going to be, that's going to be date diff day. Start date is start date, and end date as the end date. So Tableau is going to calculate the number of days between the start date and the end date. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us a continuous measure. And then that is what we use on size. So I'm going to select a Gantt chart as my mark type, and then I'm going to put size. I'm going to put campaign duration on size. And let's just make sure that this is working the way that we want it to. So if we look at campaign 26, campaign 26, 54 days, right? So yeah, okay. And did we have, let's look at our campaign data. Did we have null days that we need? Nope. Okay, very good. Excellent. All right. 21, 24, 26, 21. Okay. All right, we'll get there later. Okay. Oh, I bet then we have this. We have to create a parameter, right? And that's going to be the highlight date. And he has. So if we just refresh this, we'll input 12/1/23. So we want it as a date, and we'll have 12/1/2023. Just like that. And then what we need to do is we'll have that as a, we'll put that on detail. We'll add a reference line, and we'll make the reference line highlight date, right? So you can see it there. We don't need that. We'll make it thin and dashed. Okay. So now, what do we do? Oh, okay. And then we have this other parameter, which is look back, right? Or days. Yeah, days. And we'll make it we'll keep it at 120 there. Click OK. And then I think down in the requirements, right? So create a Gantt chart sorting marketing contain and when they run, sorted by start date, colored by category. Okay. And then we'll create a Gantt chart showing experiments. Create a bar graph by each chart should have a reference line based on the highlight date, and each chart should be filtered to only include items that were running within the selected days before and after the highlight date. Aha, there we go. So what we'll do is we will create this will be our date filter, and we will do we're going to do date add, and that's going to be at the day level, and the interval is highlight date. Nope. No, it's going to be days. Come on. Type the right thing. There you go, Sean. All right, days. And the date is going to be the highlight date, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to, right? So this is going to be the, this is going to be not date filter. It's going to be the date window. Okay, so that's going to get add in the future. So we want to know if the end date is less than or equal to the 120 days in the future. Date and date time? No. What? All fields must be aggregate or constant. It doesn't like that. Yeah, it must. I know it must be aggregated. That's why. That's what I tried to do. The min function cannot be applied. Okay. There. Okay. Does this need to be attribute? I hope not. That's... I don't know if I like that. So let's do fixed campaign min end date. Okay. What if I just do this, which returns a date, right? This is weird. This will be the start window. that a date, and then end date is less than or equal to start window. It really doesn't like that. Why is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because we want to know if for each record, okay, let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's do campaign, end date, start date, just like that, right? So campaign goes from this to this, and we want to know, and then we'll have start window. What? Column table schema table. I've never seen that. Okay. So, and then we'll have end window. This is that. End window is just going to be, oh, this will be that, and then start window is actually going to be negative, right? So we're going to do the highlight date and we're going to go backwards, right? There we go. And then we take this and we discrete. Okay, what? Start window. Oh, I put start window out twice. Okay, discrete. There we go. Okay. So we have 823 to 8, and now I just want to know if this end date is between those two. Right? Like that's all I'm trying to do, right? So what makes sense to me is you do I don't even need to, it doesn't need to be an if statement, it's just end date less than or equal to end window and start window greater than or equal to, nope, end date greater than or equal to the start window. Like, and I want to know that for every record. Fixed campaign. Max. And it's still what am I missing here? Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's remove that, campaign. Do they need to be related at all? Do I have 3 separate data sources? Because that's all I'm really doing, right? There's no interactivity. Let's check that. Yeah, there's no interactivity between the two. So maybe it's just 3 separate data sources not related to each other. Let's try that. So this is campaign calendar. And we'll do, and now we'll go to sheet 1. So now it's like start date, end window. Yep. Okay. So now it's just I have the exact same thing. Is it because it's? It shouldn't be because. Anyway, I'll figure this out. Okay. So the start date is greater than or equal to the start window. What? All fields must be aggregate or constant when using table calculation functions or fields from multiple data sources. I'm not. Like, I'm not. I'm creating. Okay, so let me just do the highlight date, and we'll call this fake date. So now that is a field. This is weird. And then start window, instead of this, is going to be the fake date calculation. And the end window is going to be the fake date calculation. Okay, so now that's separate. Like there, that is, I can't get any better than that, right? So now it's start date greater than or equal to the start window. Nope. Okay. Can I? What about just doing this? Am I making it too hard? Yes, I am. Because if I do min, right? If I do the minimum here, okay, let's just see what this gives me. Yeah, everything is false except for these. Okay. And min end date is less than or equal to the end window. Let's just 9,423 is between that. 323 is not between. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so what is that? All I needed to do? Like, can I just do all? Can I just bring these back in together and relate them on start date, or no? Yeah, let's try this. Start date on start time. And it probably doesn't really matter now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, I don't want a union. I just want to bring this in. Here we go. And we'll do this. We'll do start date on start on just date. Okay. So that's an interesting. I can't say that I've ever. I still get the same data, which is good. Okay, I still get the same results. I've honestly never seen that. Okay, all right. So let's just see here. But I'm not getting. Okay, 15. Okay, 15. Yeah. Okay. So highlight date. Show parameter is 12/1/23. Days is 120. And he's getting 15 to show true. we're running within the selected. Okay, so we have. Oh, so I think the calc 1 instead of and, it should be or. And then they all. Yeah. All right, so 15, 17, 20. 15, 17, 20. Oh, sorted. Well, I'll figure that out later. 15, 17, 20, 19, 21. 24, 26, 23. 22, 25, 27. All right. So I've got every single one. 15. What? Yeah. Okay. So does this... All right, so let's do this. Let's apply. And this is start. Create, duplicate. End. And this is end date. Less than or equal to end window. Okay, and now we'll put that here. Okay, so now it's just right, so everything, yeah. I don't know. Let me think about this. We've got, right? So and start is if the start date is less than well, let's do this. About if that, then true, else if and else false end. Oh. everything's true, right? Because, yeah, okay, so this, I feel like I'm overcomplicating this. I've got everything matching except for this guy, right? So should we do it based on the end first? No, because the what if the end window is if no, right? Because he does say that. He says it's got to be on both sides. It's got to be it's got to be each chart should be filtered to only include items that were running within the selected days before or after the date. So here's your date, right? And then you have 120 this way and 120 that way. And is it just based off of the end date? If the start start window, end date. Oh, I don't need an end window. I need my end not to be end window, but my start window. So then my start is going to be and end date is less than or equal to no. Okay. So we know that this is right. So let me get back. Okay. So we know that this is right because this is less than this. It's less than or equal to that. That's what this is saying. Right? So we have the start date is less than the window. Oh. The start window, yeah. The start date is greater than. Okay, right. Yes, greater than. Okay. Yeah, it's not greater than. However, or the end date is greater than or equal to the start window. making this too complicated, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Why is that one not showing up? What's my... Okay, let's figure this out here. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna continue building out the rest of this, and then we'll come back to it. So let's go back here, and we will add the start true false here to filters. So we'll have that. That's looking good. Okay. Now, so this is campaigns. Okay. Just like that. How are we doing on time? Yeah, this is campaign validation. All right. So then this is, what are we doing here? Another one. Okay. So we have, woo. So experiments. So we have experiment ID, start time, get rid of nulls. Because if they didn't start, we don't care for them, right? We want the exact date. And, oh, let's go ahead and sort this by start date. There we go. Okay. Sort this by start time. Oop, there we go. Start time minimum. There we go. So there's that. Okay, now we need to do the same thing here. We need to do the number of days between experiment time frame, and that's going to be date diff day start time. If null, so he mentioned in here that if there are some, beware that experiments that don't, beware of the experiments that don't have an end date. You'll need to address that. Yes. If they're null, we want today's date. That's what I'm going to do. If null, end time, then today. Make sure that's a date, not date time. Oh, not that. Yeah. Oh wait, no. We don't want it. Yeah. That's just going to be a number, right? Make that a measure, and then drop that on size. And then we have status on color. Okay. And then we'll have a reference line again. We'll have a reference line here for highlight date, none, thin, dashed line. Click OK. And then we need to have the same, we need to have this is going to be the experiments. And then we need to duplicate as a crosstab, but we need to have start time here. And we need to have end time. Well, we need to have the appropriate end time, which is going to be end time today, and that's going to be if null end time, then end date, then today. We want exact date, discrete. All right, we're going to run into the same issue here. We're going to run into the same issue because, and this will be validation. So let's see. So that's going to be so let's rename this. This will be campaign. Edit. Campaign. So then we'll duplicate this. And it's going to be, this will be marketing, or this will be experiments, EXP, and that'll be highlight date. Oops. Highlight date. And actually I could probably just, yeah, I probably don't even need that. So let's do that. Let's do end window. And let's replace references in window. We can get rid of this. Duplicate, edit, just call it start window, and get rid of this. And then we can replace references on start window. And then we can delete that. Okay. So that way we're working with this, because it's all just it's all parameterized, right? So it shouldn't matter. Okay. We're gonna run into the exact same issue. Start. This will be campaign. And campaign. And then I'll have to duplicate these. Well, don't know if we're going to need that, but we'll do this. Start for experiments. And instead of start date, it's going to be start time. Let's see, we've got the first one is 584. Oh, it's not sorted. Yep, okay. $584, 17. I don't even. Okay. Let's do, let me do this. I want to do so for here, right, I want to put my end window and start window. I'm going to put them on detail. Okay. What? And then I'm going to add reference lines here. And it won't even let me do that. It won't even let me add a reference line for the end window. Why is that? It's a date. Oh, because it's not continuous. Hopefully. Add reference line. Yeah, there we go. Start window. Oh no. Minimum. Start window. Yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. None. And then I'll do the same for this. I'll add another reference line for the end window. Okay, and then I'll do this. Yep, and then I'll remove that. Okay, so what about, so this start is what this start campaign here. So if I look at it this way, I think this is actually going to help, right? So I need to know if so what we're getting here is the reason that this is coming up false is because it starts. So what if we do or min end date is greater than, greater than the start window. Okay. Oh. And I think I might have figured this out. Let's go back. And the min end date is greater than, no, the end date is less than or equal to the end window or or that, right? Like, if I go here, that changed everything here. This is really making me mad. And then, because I want to do start campaign here. Right? And I want to have oh. Okay. Well, no, right? So I want to know. Yeah, this should be. Okay, so let's start over again. Min start date is greater than no, it's going to be it's less than or equal to the start window and min end date is greater than or equal to the start window. Okay, so there's yes. So finally, I'm getting that, right? And end. Or nope. It's gonna be it's got to be the same thing. Or min start date is less than or equal to the end window less than or min and min start date is greater than or equal to the start window. There. Hallelujah. Okay, I got it. I did need to see it visually. See, and that's the power. That is the power of Tableau. So now, right? So what I needed to do is I needed to capture two things. First one, is the start date less than the start window, and is the start date, is a campaign happening during the start window, or is it happening during the start window? So this is what I was this piece is what I was missing. So let's click OK. And now let's take that and let's pop that guy right there. And now we've got all of our things. So now we can get rid of this and we can get rid of this. Awesome. Okay. Now this guy. Let's do the same thing. End window, start window. It's probably just going to be the same thing, right? But it's going to be different windows or different start times, right? So let's do this and we'll do that, but we will change this to start time, end time today, start time, start time. Yep. Yep. 287, 88, 653. Yep. Got it. All right. Let's clean this up a bit. Here we go. Delete those. So we're good now. See, sometimes just seeing things visually really helps out. And Tableau is the best at that. I needed to see it visual. I needed to see it visually in order for me to create that those calculations. So, all right, and then we have emails. This should be much quicker. Exact date, number of emails as bars, and email type as color, fixed size. Yeah, fixed size on the date. There we go. All right, and then we'll just do the same thing, right? Yep. This is a good one. Duplicate. Only this one's going to be much simpler because there is no end date here. So it's just going to be is min date less than or equal to greater than or equal to what? There. Greater than the start window and min date less than or equal to the end window. And this is email. Let's see, 8.3 is the first one. No, that doesn't make any sense. There. Okay. All right. So there we go. And we'll put the old highlight date there in there again. Dashed thin. There we go. Now we'll put this on a dashboard in 1200 by 1100. There we go. Make it a vertical container. Campaigns, experiments, emails. Parameters, highlight date, days. There it is. Clean this up a bit. There we go. Add in some headers where you need to, and you're good to go. So, whew. Yes, Brian, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and you're exactly right. You got to see it. You got to see it visually, right? You got to be able to see it visually, because I tried doing the table view, and it was just not jiving. And so I was like, okay, there's a way I can do this. I know it, because clearly Kyle was able to do it, right? So talking through it, taking it slow, figuring things out, trying different methods, and seeing things visually. That's how we do it. And that's the type of learning that I do every week. So you have perfectly encapsulated my initial vision with this channel and with this live stream. Is watching me troubleshoot is invaluable, right? For newer folks, right? Being able to see how seasoned veterans can work their way through issues is really invaluable, right? So sometimes it's uncomfortable, right? Like, I know that there's an audience on the other side of this camera, and you're just watching me stumble and fumble around, but I also know that there's a lot of value in that. So that's why I do this, and I do it every week. And actually, it's a good segue. I'm starting a new live stream series next week on Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time. I'm going to be doing the same thing, live streaming data to dashboard in about an hour. And what we're going to do is, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be Workout Wednesday. It's going to be Back to Viz Basics. So if you're not familiar with Back to Viz Basics, check us out. Check them out on Twitter and LinkedIn. Just search for hashtag B2, the number 2, VB, or the hashtag Back to Viz Basics. Check us out. And basically, they provide the data. And they provide a prompt. So this and they run in 2-week sprints, essentially, right? So this first 2 weeks is all about line charts. So grabbing a data set and creating a dashboard, creating an analysis, creating a story based, focusing on line charts. So that's what we're going to do next week, next Tuesday at noon, right here on this channel. Or if you're watching on LinkedIn, go find the event. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be different. I'm still going to be live streaming. I still don't have any idea of what I'm doing beforehand. But what this is going to be it's going to be more creative, because I don't have an end result that I'm working towards. I'm just going to be doing it fun. I'm just going to be winging it. So anyway, we'll talk about line charts. We'll have some fun. It's going to be a great time, so please tune in. Please subscribe, notify, like, subscribe, comment, all those fun things of interactions. It really helps the channel. It really helps get my value across. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning in. As always, I'm Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Just like the bubble says, we are data people. Go forth and viz.